Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbie with Believe in the Run.
And this is Megan with Believe in the Run.
And you're listening to The Drop, our podcast about all things running and additional garbage that we have curated by our own raccoon.
What are you doing with your hands?
I don't know what to do with my hands. Anyway, yeah, so let's get right into it because I pretty much amped you up. We did 2 podcasts like back to back, so we missed a little bit of stuff.
Yeah, it's been like almost 2 weeks, I guess, since we actually recorded.
In the meantime, Megan is coming first place at another race. Robbie's still got stitches, and I'm feeling pretty good.
So in some ways, nothing's changed.
Pretty much.
Megan's still winning races.
Didn't miss much. Yeah, Meg is during our long run on Saturday. She added a 12-mile race in the middle and happened to kick ass.
Yeah.
And then I did it, and I did my normal stuff.
By the way, it's not like a local 5K race. It's a pretty legit. It's a local race, but it's a big race.
Yeah, there's over 3,000 runners, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. It's always a really fun day because it's a point to point, and you start up north of the city, and then you run all the way down to the city. Then you got to figure out how to go get your car. So we always bike back, which is fun.
Megan says it's a pretty fun day. It's fun. I mean, it consists of this. We woke up at 4 a.m. We drove out to the start of the race, which is over 12 miles away. Mm-hmm. She ran 5 miles. I ran 3 miles pre-race warm up. Then the race itself is hilly AF. And yes, net downhill.
Right.
But you got to go up a lot of hills to get those downhills. It is a punishing course if you run it wrong. This year, I ran it a lot better than last year. Also, didn't have any of the coughing up of blood this year. And then when you finish that, we run 5 miles home. So Meg ended up with 22 miles. I ended up with 20 miles.
Jeez,
and then we got on our bikes and rode back 13 miles to get the car.
Don't you feel like when you do something like that, you're like, that should keep me fit for a month?
Like, I feel like you should be able to go to, like, I don't know, Vegas and hit up
Golden Corral.
One of those buffets or whatever, and just be able to like eat anything you want.
But was it not fun?
It is fun, but it's not like when we go to the pool and hang out and get cocktails fun. It's
See, I loved it. I thought the whole thing was fun. I loved the bike ride.
Except for fun.
Okay, I have to tell this one story about the bike ride.
Please do.
Okay,
Rumble
so
strips.
we're like cruising up because we're tired. You know, we just did a long run, so it's not like we're like real speeding anywhere. But there's this one giant downhill in Towson. What's that road?
Charles Street.
I guess it's Charles Street. And anyway, Thomas is like,
yeah, I think it is.
Well, I'm going to take off here because I can cruise down these. And so I'm like, all right.
When it gets to the hills, my weight is an advantage. So I just tuck and go in, and I'm doing, 40, 50 miles per hour down this hill. And I didn't realize, but Meg's going to get into it here. It's got a very sort of narrow shoulder that's misleading.
And it has, are they called rumble strips? Mm-hmm. Do you know what those are?
Like leading up to a stop sign? Or just in general?
Like so people along don't fall asleep. Line. Yeah. So if you like sweeve off of the road, you hit the rumble things, and then, well, I'm like, I see Thomas.
They're hard to see because they're not.
Yeah.
It's just dug out cement.
Yeah.
I see Thomas speed down. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll try to, catch up and speed along. And so I'm going, and all of a sudden I hit these rumble strips at probably 25 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour. And it happened so fast that I couldn't get out of it. So I am literally, I can't see because I'm shaking so fast. And I'm trying to yell, but I can't do anything because you're just literally vibrating so fast. And I was crying, laughing all by myself. Thomas was way ahead. So no one saw it, but I just had this insane.
Meanwhile, I touched him a little bit, because you couldn't see him. And then I was at the beginning, it looked like you had about 4 feet of room to kind of maneuver, but the rumble strip's probably a foot wide, and then it goes, you have another foot, and then it starts going into garbagey cement.
Yeah.
So you kind of had to be close to it.
Yeah.
And when I hit it, it's it goes, bah, 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 and you get that real hard shake in your arms and stuff like that. So when Meg said she was on, I'm going, I'm just you had to be panicking, adrenaline had to be flying. Your head's got to be bobbing up and down, teeth going.
My whole body was
And Meg's bike is not it's good 10 years old or whatever.
Probably.
But yeah, and
that's that'll wake you up for sure.
Yeah, it was an experience.
And it's a long hill, so there's nowhere to stop. So when you're doing the rumble strip, you still are going pretty fast, and you can't throw on the brakes.
Right.
That'll just wipe you out.
Well, it like took a while to register what was actually happening because it was like all of a sudden I was just like, oh.
That's awesome.
To say we made it to our car.
Yeah.
And
survived.
the only benefit was Trader Joe's is out there.
Oh yeah, nice.
So where the car was parked is by a Trader Joe's. We went in.
I should have hit you up to give me some more everything but the bagel seasoning. Or I guess you can buy that anywhere now, but I feel like Trader Joe's.
It's better there.
It is.
Best.
And it's funny, we didn't even need it, and I bought a bottle.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
And I will tell you, I think that if we did like a co-op thing with a group of neighbors, and just one person's going to ruin their day, and say, okay, you're the guy this
That's
week.
not a bad idea.
You go, here's everybody's list.
Yeah.
You get everything on the list, bring it back. And that way you only waste one day.
Well, you know what's crazy? I heard this story once of, so they don't have them in Canada. And there was this guy who lived in Vancouver who would come over to the US, buy a shit ton of Trader Joe's, like groceries, like fill up his entire car. And he would come back over the border. I think it was Vancouver, and he had like a store that was Trader Joe's.
He made his own Trader
But it was
Joe's.
his own. He named it like Trader Bob's or something.
That's actually amazing.
And he just resold all Trader Joe's stuff because people want it, you know.
Oh, that's amazing. And did he get in trouble?
I think the whole thing was like, it was not cool that he was like, you know, some sort of international commerce thing, I'm sure. But
could I do that in Canton? Could we open up a mini Trader Joe's?
that's what I'm thinking. Maybe we should do that.
Buy a corner house.
We should just do it in the office right here.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a little Trader Joe's bodega.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? That stuff wouldn't last. We'd just go through it ourselves.
That's fine if we buy enough of it.
I will say, pro tip, they have a chili lime seasoning, which is really good just for tacos and things like that. But if you use it on the way that you would use salt on a margarita glass or a Paloma or something,
Rim?
it's so good. Yeah. It's like one of my favorite things because it's sweet and spicy.
Speaking of partying, last night I got a sweet package of Tracksmith.
Did you?
Like really nice fall stuff. Like I know we got the London gear, which I was expecting, which was cool. But the fall gear, beautiful colors, those fall colors.
They know how to do fall.
And I text Robbie and I say, hey, I got a package for you. Can I stop by your house? He's out.
I was
Partying?
out.
I'm guessing. I mean,
I kind of was. I drank some Natty Bows last night on the Natty Bow Tower. I was on the roof of the Natty Bow Tower.
were you doing the pizza party?
No, it was like a neighborhood meeting up there.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
So a
did you
little
learn
less cool.
anything?
A little bit, but I was, they had hot dogs, hamburgers, and Natty Bows, so I was there.
So I know that you're interested in local politics and all that kind of stuff and just what's going on, knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
Like you're not politically affiliated, but you like to hey, this is my neighborhood. I like to contribute and tell people to pick their weeds and not throw glass in the dumpster.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, by the
Did
way,
you bring that up? At the
they
meeting?
did actually bring that up. Okay. Yeah, because there's another dumpster day in November, which I will stay away from. But they were like, gave that caveat, and they're going to have someone there the whole time to make sure people are doing it right. Did I tell you that did I say this in the podcast before? That another dumpster day, someone threw a chair over the top?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Yeah,
couldn't remember
yeah.
I did that because I tell the story so many
I
times.
think, Robbie, you need
like
to
a
stay.
cage match.
You're spending too much time in the dumpster. You're probably looking at people's stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But if you're going to ask if I was going to, although I have an interest in that, I don't really have an interest in being like politically involved.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want people to get the wrong idea. Like you're into politics.
Yeah, I'm like, it's just so much work to kind of do that. I don't have enough time really.
Yeah, it's interesting. The standard political backlash if something goes bad.
Yeah.
Is well, you can get involved.
Which
why do I
yeah,
have a
that's what I'm saying you
representative?
to do.
Yeah.
No, and I try to the extent that I can, but anyways. So you texted me, I wasn't home, I was drinking Natty Bows.
But I brought the Tracksmith stuff in. It's nice.
Yeah, it is nice stuff.
It's like I got a pair of my favorite shorts, the Van Cortlands.
Yeah. Those are
We also
nice.
got the Ciele Elite pack in.
Yeah,
And I
man.
ran in that this morning.
Oh yeah?
I ran in the shorts. I ran in the Ben Johnson Soar singlet.
Man, you were
Which-
looking bright, huh?
Dude, I look like a
Like a
safety.
diamond.
I look like a safety cone going down down the road. But you know what's funny? I almost got hit this morning, and I was dressed in neon pink and neon orange, and I don't want to.
Did you really almost get hit?
I did. A lady. So the sun was coming up. I'll blame the sun a little bit, but I was running towards her, and she was taking a right-hand turn. Doing a right-hand turn right by Harbor East, and like I have the green light and everything, and she almost just like plowed me over.
Oh.
And
Were you on the sidewalk or the road?
I was on the sidewalk for a change.
Oh, wow.
I was coming off the sidewalk, crossing the street. Well, and by the time she almost hit me, I was in the middle of.
And she was coming in the other direction and then turning right.
Yeah. She was coming towards
me.
me.
So she should have seen you.
Especially in neon pink and neon orange. And I'm like not the tiniest
What else
guy.
can I do, lady?
Yeah. And I'll give you more information offline. But whatchamacallit?
You knocked her out and then stole her car.
No. We made eye contact, and there was definitely she was
scared.
She was scared.
Oh, that's good. I always like to see fear in their eyes.
She was scared, and I also think I saw guilt, and then the disappointment of
It's clearly an accident.
Yeah. So the workout went well, but what I really liked was the Ciele stuff. Okay, Tracksmith I love for the feel, like the Van Cortlandt shorts. They just feel right for me. When they get soaked with sweat, they feel right for me. I just love those shorts. But I wore the new Ciele Elite short. It's kind of like a split short.
Yeah.
It's so nice. It's light and airy. And what I like about what they're doing is they're not just bringing out gear to be like Me Too. It's not just like another nice, just high-end fabric or something like that. Like it has like features in it that are really nice. Like it has.
Yeah, it's like real nice.
Yeah, it like 5 pockets, like around. None of them are big enough for a phone, but really nice liner.
You could put like 5 gels in there, and they're tapered, like they're taped seams. They're not like they wouldn't chafe you.
No, that's the whole thing. Everything's taped, but it's even a step above taped. It's like it's taped, and then in the joints where sometimes the tape gives up, they put like little T-shape reinforcements.
Yeah,
of taping. It's really well done.
When does this? I don't think this stuff comes out for like a couple weeks yet. So it's not on their website. By the way, real quick, we should mention this at the top, but this week's guest is Wes Studi from Article 1 Eyewear. We're doing a giveaway of Article 1 sunglasses. Yeah, they're doing a special edition 1 of 1. If you go to our Instagram, we have a post that basically you can win a pair. Like they're gonna monogram it with like whatever you want.
Oh, that's really nice. And hey, so to talk a little bit about those, like first off, Megan got her mom a pair, and Megan was wearing a pair down.
I get so
Florida,
many compliments.
and every time everybody want to know what are those? What are those?
Which ones did you wear? Do you remember?
What are they called?
Like the cat eye style?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then her mom had one that was a little bigger and square. And both of them got compliments all the time. What I like about them is that they have that, like, I love my Gooders for what Gooders are for. They're trash glasses. Like if you can take them if they get scratched, if they do something, no big deal. These are high quality. You're going to want to keep them in a case and stuff like that. But they've got the UV on both sides. So you get the anti-reflection on the side closest to your face, which you don't think you need, but a lot of times that's where you're getting the reflection of light.
Yeah, it matters for sure.
And the lenses are insane.
Yeah, they're really nice. Yeah, and it was a good conversation with him, so stick around for that.
And winning a pair would be great because they're not
they're
only
like $200 sunglasses, and they're just to give away. You probably have a good chance of winning if you go over it. And it's just Instagram. Follow them, like follow us. Obviously tag a friend, and that's it.
Oh, that's nice.
Those are the easy ones, right?
You might as well do it.
Yeah.
What do you got to lose?
A pair of sunglasses if you don't do it.
True. So do it.
Yeah. What else is new? I'm trying to think because we were away for a week and a half or whatever.
We were. I mean, we did a couple we did the Shift review. It's out on YouTube, which is pretty good.
But
we did the written review, which for some reason I'm not an author on, even though I was in it. So I'll have to go in there and make sure people know that I'm writing that.
Let me see. I'll fix it right now since you're whining about it.
I thought Lindsay, actually, we
did another long run in Florida.
That
but
was
Thomas
brutal.
loved.
But before we get in that, right back to the Shift review real quick. Lindsay Agro did a fantastic review.
I know, she's good.
Yeah.
That's one of our other reviewers here.
Yeah, if you see her on our Instagram, she is, I think, exactly what I think of most faster bastards, like more than meets the eye. She's not a fast bastard. She's a Believe in the Run Club runner, but she's an optometrist or no,
I don't know.
some kind of eye surgeon or whatever. Yeah, she's super smart.
She's cool.
She's got full sleeve tattoos. Like I think she's going for the whole body. Like her legs starting to fill in. But she's obviously a dedicated runner.
All right.
All that stuff. Too much.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, she wrote a good
I think
review
she's awesome.
for the
That's all.
Endorphin Shift 3. So read that. But what about like other running stuff? So you guys are going to the Bronx 10 miler this weekend.
Yeah.
In the Bronx.
We think so. We're taking a train, which may or may not be running.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
TBD.
doing all that stuff.
Amtrak doing their striking.
But yeah, so
You guys
we're
might be hitchhiking up there.
We might drive.
we're taking the train up. Hopefully, we're gonna race Sunday. It's 10 miles. Our hotel is 6 miles from the start, and since we're all in marathon training, we're all gonna jog over
And then run the race.
Glad I'm not going.
and then
I know. It sounds so much fun, right, Robbie?
Yeah.
I mean, the long run in Florida was horrendous, and like it was just gross. Megan, you did fine.
Well, that was my third long run down there, so I feel like I was used to those.
Wow, you're gonna be great.
The dew point of 70 million.
Dude, it was so great. Robbie, I started in the dark, and you know what it's like down there. There's all sorts of creepy crawlies and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm running on a path that's like covered like kind of like in trees, and it's pitch black out. I'm like, I'm gonna die back.
The first
here.
mile was scary. I'm not gonna lie.
And then it was the second you stepped outside, and it was still dark out. It was just like a blanket.
Oh yeah.
It was like a wet comforter.
Yeah.
Just
But not comforting.
No.
Just a comforter.
And you felt like, like it was bad. Like I knew from the start, I was like, okay, paces might be a little bit difficult to achieve today.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna start. I think I'm gonna try and run tomorrow. Dude, there's one stitch I think left in my leg because I got most of them out yesterday.
Wait, what do you mean most? Why not all of them?
Because they were buried underneath the. It was like a little like.
Okay, I'm sorry I asked.
So he's like, you gotta like wet this up so they come back up.
Moisten the skin.
Okay.
So I think there's only one left though, and I thought about pulling out myself.
No.
I kind of want to just to do it.
Okay. Do you never want to run again?
No, it's not hard. You just
skin.
snip
It'll
it.
just be
You just snip it and pull it.
It would be a
Tweeze it.
cosmetic thing if
Okay.
he runs it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like it's
Or
not.
what could happen is part of the stitch could stay in his leg since needs to be softened up, and
I
then
am
it gets infected, and then his leg falls off.
Which I don't know. I still feel like we're on the 50-50 fence on that situation because it's like
Now, if you pull the stitch out, are you going to be like, I'm a doctor?
I think I'll put a degree, print out a degree and hang it on my wall. But yeah, it's gonna take like 2 months to actually heal at least. It's a mess.
But no muscle
No.
was damaged.
Right.
It's just a matter of how bad you want the scar to look.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna look bad, but yeah. So I think I can run. So I'm gonna try it tomorrow.
That's exciting.
I love that Robbie not being able to run is what motivates Robbie to run. When Robbie can run, he can't find motivation. When he can't run, he's like, I'm motivated. I want to run.
Yeah, that's pretty much accurate. Yeah. So then after tomorrow, I'll hate it.
I just think every once in a while I should hit him with something. It's like,
I think he does that on his own.
Break his
You're
arm.
good
Yeah,
at
you
it.
don't have to do it. It happens. I do. Oh man, it is the worst when you take a break from like a couple weeks and then come back. It's
like starting over.
Yeah, I'm not looking
Yeah.
forward to that.
You know what's great about that, though, that I did like, is that when you start to see fitness gains, like you come out and you're like,
When you
this is
get through the
hard.
suck.
And then you're like, it's hard. And then you're like, you go out for your first run and it's like,
Yeah.
that wasn't so bad.
Well, and luckily it's nicer weather now, so I'm just feeling soft as, like, you know what I mean?
Soft as the more V4.
Yeah. You know when you sit around and just like, because obviously I'm not doing the other stuff that I'm supposed to be doing, but
You look as good as you've ever looked. So
I don't
whatever you're
know,
doing,
man.
keep it up.
yeah. I mean, yeah, whatever. So I'm looking forward to that.
How about missing out on Erie? What was that like sitting while
That was
Matt?
yeah, that was tough because I was supposed to do the Erie Marathon with our friend Matt Kaczarski, and I was telling you, I think it was like from basically Friday till Sunday afternoon, I was in a horrible mood, and I was like, "What? Why am I feeling so angry and stressed and mad?" And I realized, I think intrinsically, I was disappointed that I wasn't able to race that race, you know? So I was like just stressed, anxious, just like pissed off at my whole family, like just in a bad mood. And I think it was because of that.
Do you think now, I wonder a couple things. So Matt would have always gone out. Do you think he would have gone out faster than you, regardless of train? Like if you both trained really well, would you want to go out as fast as he went out?
No, because I do the exact opposite. Like I always go out way slower, purposefully, like probably 15 seconds slower than I want to for at least the first few miles, and then drop it down. But so I think there would have been that temptation too, because I think they have pacing groups for people to just run flat. But I was like going out slower, so it would have been different anyways.
That would have been my, like, even if you were able to run, like hypothetically, everything was fine, you had trained properly. I wonder if you would have gotten caught up in the excitement with Matt at the beginning of the race.
I wouldn't have.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm actually pretty good about that.
The weather didn't look amazing.
No.
And it wasn't like a perfect day you missed out on.
It was bad.
Yeah.
I think it was like 70 at the start, and it was cloudy, but it was really humid.
Yeah.
And it was that rain where it's not cooling you off. It's just
I hate that.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Then that's Chafe City. But
yeah.
I feel like the problem with that marathon would be because there's so many people trying to qualify for Boston that, you know, you go out a normal marathon and people kind of pace themselves. I feel like everybody's so geared up and they're just going to like go out fast. So even if you're going like your goal marathon pace, you'd probably get excited and be like, okay, it looks easy. Everybody's doing it.
That could be true. Yeah. Well, he said what's crazy is that there's only like 300 people that run that race.
Right.
And he said that at mile 10, there was still a pack of 25 people like together because they're all going for, you know,
sub 3.
That exact.
3.
Yeah. And so despite it being a pretty small race, you're still in a pack of people. And I think it was on like a footpath, like kind of like the DNA trail type situation. So it wasn't exactly like the best scenery, or it's just kind of,
and it's loops, right?
Two loops. Yeah. Loops. But I don't know. I will say New York still in it to finish it.
In it to fin it.
I don't know. But you said you and Jared are just out to have fun.
We are having fun. Like we are going to stop, drink beers, like whatever it takes.
This is exactly what New Balance wants.
Yeah. They're like trained to win. No, I mean, here's the thing. We're running London and I plan on trying to run London well.
Yeah.
And
Which
then
is in how long?
2.5 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like last night, so I had a workout this morning, and last night I slept like shit. My brain was doing that thing where it just wouldn't turn off. Like all the stuff I have to do, all the stuff. And I just was like up, and I remember I got up at 2 and I was like, crap. And then I woke up and I was like so tired, and I was just like, well, this is perfect. This is like what it is on race day. You can't sleep the night before.
That's true.
And you are worried about logistics. And like, I always think Laura McGreen or Laura Green.
She really messed it up with that Instagram handle.
But she did a post today about like trying to sleep the night before a marathon, and it hit home because 1, I had trouble last night, and then 2, I always think like the night before a marathon, I'm like, I may have forgotten how to run. Like I don't know. Like, do I know how to run 7 paces? Like I don't remember how to do that. Like it's like your brain totally messes with you. Anyway, I woke up and I was like, this is perfect training because this is probably how I'm going to feel the beginning of the marathon. And I was tired. I was stressed out, and I ran my workout fine. So I was like, all right. Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
The weather this morning was phenomenal. Like I went out to walk the dog in a tank top and shorts, and I was cold.
That's the best.
Yeah.
Like fall is on the way.
But it's just a tease. It'll probably be like 90 degrees this weekend.
It's definitely gonna
I still
happen
came
again.
home super sweaty.
Oh yeah. Once you're running, you know, it's all hot, but.
So what do you have another long run, or are you done?
Well, so the Bronx will be our long run. So we'll do it'll be 16 to 18 total. And
then we have a week and that's it.
And then we have, a short long run. So 12 to 14 miles, and then the marathon.
Short long run. So 2.5 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 weeks from this Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah, nuts. We're going to be doing a shakeout run with Tracksmith. We're going to be sending out some information about that. We're also going to have Emily Abate and the runner beans, Charlie.
Also, any of our UK people, if you are familiar with Race Day London logistics,
hit us up.
send us a DM because I'm panicking.
It's a point to point, so it's like you're going to be on a bus. And
Well, and like bid pickup is like 45 minutes to an hour away from our hotel, which is like where the start line is. And that whole thing just gives me anxiety.
is that still in London? Is that how big London is?
London's huge.
Oh,
Yeah.
how big is England actually?
It's about the size of New Jersey, right? I think it's pretty big.
I
don't know.
literally don't know if it's the size of exactly like size of
I know
Maryland
it's
or
bigger than
Pennsylvania.
Ireland.
I feel like I'm gonna let me
know
guess
what?
what state I think it would
Danny
be.
always gets mad that we don't know any.
I was going to say he's listening to this and thinking you guys are idiots.
Well, it's bigger than Australia. Just kidding.
Alaska.
I do think I'm gonna guess it's the same size as Pennsylvania, which is surprisingly big. It takes like 6 hours to drive across PA.
Why do I think of PA as such a boring state?
So England is the same size as Oregon.
Oh, that's not that big.
Okay, so that's like probably close to Pennsylvania too. I think they're comparable.
93,000 square miles.
It's so amazing what they did with that space. They created a whole.
Oh wow, so it's 93. Okay, actually Pennsylvania is half that. I thought that like Oregon and PA were the same size. Wouldn't you
I
think
did too.
Oregon and PA would be
Yeah,
the same size?
that's a good
Math
trivia
is very
question.
deceiving.
By the way, I love the guy on Instagram that asks questions like, "Where's the Panama Canal?" and
Oh no.
"What is 7 + 7 + 7?"
It makes you
and-
realize how dumb we are.
And then he asked one person, "What country is the Queen of England from?"
Oh my gosh.
And they don't get it.
And he said,
And these are real people.
he
that
said,
vote.
He said,
Yeah,
he said, how many moons are there around Earth? And the person looked at him blankly, and he's like, just take a guess, like how many moons you think are around Earth? And she goes, 2?
A full moon and a waning
like,
moon.
oh my god!
Crescent moon and a full moon.
But I love the ones where the answer's in the question.
yeah. And he always tells them that they're correct.
Yeah, he goes, you're right.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Oh man, that's good.
Yeah, I could watch those all day long.
It hurts my soul a little bit, but
Maybe
yeah.
we should have a. You are good at trivia though, Thomas. We should do
Yeah.
a trivia thing.
I would love that. Maybe we do a virtual trivia with our audience here.
Do you ever like sit around and think about if you can do all the capitals without
No,
doing
I
it?
know I can't.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Me in fourth grade could.
I know that's the thing. Dude, same.
Right?
Was that just a general?
I think
everyone
fourth
learned it in
grades,
fourth grade.
you have to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
I sometimes I was doing it the other week, just sitting around trying to figure it out.
I can pull one out of the hat. Like if you're like a state and you're like, what's the capital? Every once in a while I can pull one out of the hat. We didn't do, because California doesn't care about other states.
Yeah.
So we just had to learn everything
checks
about
out.
California. Like I know the state rock is serpentine, the
Oh.
fish is the rainbow trout, tortoise is the reptile.
Wow.
Wait, question. Did you guys have
California
to do
condor
the
is
leaf
bird,
project in
monarch
second grade?
butterfly.
What was the leaf project?
Where you had to collect like 50 different leaves around your area?
And then what?
And you had to like laminate it and then explain like what they were and where they were found.
That sounds familiar. I do remember laminating leaves at some point.
And rolling them into small paper joints.
Yeah. Dude, one time me and my friend, we were bored and this is like in the early days of the internet when you could download the anarchist cookbook and not like go to jail immediately.
Yeah.
And
Because there's ways to make bombs in that.
yeah, but there's also just random stuff. And it was telling you that you could get high by smoking peanut shells.
Is that true?
Well, no, you get a horrible headache though.
Is that a kind of a high?
It was a low.
Wait, so you smoke peanut gels?
Yeah, we went across the park from our house and tried doing it, and it was just a disaster.
Maybe that's
wow.
maybe that's an idiot test. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be using this book if you smoke peanut
Yeah.
gels.
That should be one of those questions that guy asks.
Oh man, there's another kid in my class that tried to make nitroglycerin in a stove from that book, and I don't think it ever succeeded because he's still alive. But
Wow, yeah.
there was that guy did it go off the rails later on.
Speaking, there was a Walter White who got arrested for cooking meth.
Or like
A real life guy with the same name.
oh, like a norm. Wait, really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That is
Yeah.
pretty good.
I mean, you have to think it's your destiny if you're named Walter White. Right?
But they had a picture of him and everything, and they're like, This guy got arrested for cooking meth.
No way.
Yeah, look it up.
Was he trying to do it the same way too?
I
blue?
didn't know if it was the blue meth, but yeah. Also, a weird thing, I saw someone posted a picture of Family Ties, the whole family together. And of course, I was young when that came out. And I looked at it, and to me, Alex B. Keaton looked old when I saw it, because I was like a little kid. Mm-hmm. And you see him, and you see the father, and you see the mother. I'm like, even the mother and the father look young to me in that picture. And Alex Keaton looks like a baby. Like, he looks like Theo. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm getting so old.
It's crazy to think that.
Like when the adults from old shows that used to look ancient now look like, hey, I'd hang out with them at a barbecue.
That's how you know.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You ready to do a shoe review?
Oh, yeah, let's get on to shoes.
Robbie was pontificating on.
I was like, I don't want to think about that.
Yeah.
So in studio today, we have the New Balance Fuel Cell Rebel 3. Mm-hmm. Which is one of, I'm not going to say it was one of my favorites, but you guys loved the V2.
I loved the V2. And it was funny because I was talking to Jared on the phone today, because we got to write up our review. Robbie did a quick first impressions that you can go read on the website.
Oh, right.
We just finished the video review for it, which should be up
by the time this is out.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, quick note. Okay, I think the press release today we posted something about the New York City edition colorways.
Okay.
For the more Rebel and RC Elite V3.
So does that mean we can now post pictures of the RC Elite V3?
Yes, but it doesn't come out until...
Can I post my special pair, do you think?
I don't know. Probably not. But it doesn't come out till October 18th.
Okay.
Sale date.
My speed work today was in a version of the RC Elite or SC Elite 3. We'll call it SC Elite.
Oh, that's what I meant to say.
3.5.
No one knows.
A little bit different, yeah. But this shoe, the Rebel.
I had to say it.
I know. I'm so geeked up about it.
He's like, no. Yeah. I still gotta say it.
Moving on to the Pacer.
The pictures.
The Rebel. Why do I want to call this the Pacer so bad?
It does look a lot like...
Keep calling it the Pacer.
I've literally called it the Pacer every time I talk about it.
Between this and the Pacer, I would go with this over the Pacer.
Yeah.
Even for what the Pacer's intended for, even though it's got a plate, this shoe is light. The turnover's great. It doesn't look as cool as the V2.
It does look like so we kind of talked about this in the review, but the Rebel V2 felt more like an up-tempo shoe, more of like a let's pick up the pace day, whereas this shoe feels like they're trying to make it more into that daily trainer category where it is a little more maybe plain looking. It doesn't have that race or stripe on the top like the previous version. And you got a couple, or not even a couple, 1.5 more millimeters of foam underfoot. And
which is weird because that doesn't sound like it would do much to change it.
Yeah.
But it does. It's missing I don't know. It just doesn't feel the same to me. What I do like about it is it has a really nice cushioning with this fuel cell foam.
This foam, I do love this foam.
Yeah.
Did you say it's wider? Because it is.
Okay.
It is?
Yeah. That was part of the thing.
Maybe that's...
So it makes it a little bit more stable as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, it reminds me of the Hyperion Tempo.
Yeah.
Or any of the supercritical foams. What it did was, I think before, the lateral edge used to give it more of a kind of like a fast feel, pushing you to your toe off.
Well, I think that's part of it because it's wider. It's not that same more faster feel. Which, by the way, I want to talk about it. I'm going to write about it at some point.
That they're killing shoes?
Yeah, they're making shoes. I was telling Thomas, Megan, I feel like they're helicopter parenting all these cool shoes. It's like they're like, oh, we got to put bumpers, we got to do this, got to make it safe for everyone. No, make a freaking fast and risky shoe and keep it cool.
Like what they did with the Alpha Flight 2?
Yeah, Alpha Flight 2, Saucony, Endorphin Speed, which was still actually turned out well. It's just more of a daily trainer now.
For me,
it's still a good shoe. It's just like...
Do you want to know something?
It's a daily trainer.
If I'm going to pick between the Speed and the Shift...
Yeah.
I'll go Shift.
Weird.
Okay, I haven't tried the Shift, so I can't comment, but...
I mean, if I'm going to use it for what people are using it for, which is kind of like a long trainer shoe...
Yeah.
I think that I actually enjoy the shift more than the Speed 3.
But also, you know why they're doing that to shoes.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it sells more if you track to a wider audience.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, man.
But also, then you muddle your whole line because, okay, so do I go with this now, or do I go with the 880? Do I go with, if all the shoes are made for everybody,
no one's happy.
Exactly. If everybody's super,
like
no one is.
The part of the reason why it's so exciting is because it's not like the other shoes. So. Right. If I get, you're like, oh, this is a shoe that everyone responded really well to, but it's a small segment, so let's like broaden it. Well, then exactly.
Well, that's the weird thing. So you go into, they also have to be concerned with how they're going to sell into local retailers. So if you go to the running store and you bring out this weird looking cool shoe, Rebel V2 that has a stripe on it, a lot of people, believe it or not, are buying running shoes that don't run. Yeah. So they don't want a shoe that's all flashy and stuff like that. And this one is lime green, and hers is a violet, but they have a white version coming out. They have stuff that you could use for like walking, and it would feel great to walk in and stuff like that. But it's not the purpose of the shoe. But if you look at what, like I was talking to Joe Rubio on that last podcast, and he was saying 80 to 90% of the people who buy running shoes aren't running in them.
Yeah, I believe that. I think that color, it reminds me of cornflower. Do you remember that crayon?
Yeah.
Crayon.
He's dead straight.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
It's, Pennsylvania.
Crayon.
They're called crayons.
Crayons. It's funny because aren't they from there?
They are. Easton, PA, actually. Yeah.
So maybe we're saying it wrong.
Crayons.
But do you remember the cornflower color?
Yeah. You're dead straight on it. This one, I will tell you, I don't love this for like just like a color, but in the morning and the dawn, this thing glows.
Were you wearing it this morning?
I wasn't, but I was wearing.
Would have gone nicely with the highlighter outfit.
Yeah. It glows. Like it literally looks like light is coming out of it.
Yeah, it's radioactive.
Yeah, but
that'd be cool if they used radium in that, and then
your feet fall off.
Our feet in 10 years.
And then they blame us. But
what are the watch girls the watch women that had their jaws fall off?
What?
Oh, but did you know, like, so back in the day when the glow in the dark watches?
Yeah, that was the stuff that was underneath the, that was the stuff that plot of land in Baltimore couldn't be used for like 40 years.
So they had original glow in the dark was radium, literally, and they're called Radium girls, and they would make watches in the factory, and they would, to get the tip of the paintbrush like pointy, they would dip it in the radium and then lick it, and then paint the tiny little watch pieces.
Details.
And eventually they like just lost their whole jaw. Like their jaws literally fell off. Did you see the photo? Google that.
No,
I'm not Googling that. There's certain things I'm okay with just my imagination.
But yeah, it's a real thing. It was like super tragic, obviously. And then, but yeah. So
one of the most valuable pieces of property in Baltimore now is built on top of a site that they couldn't use for 30, 40 years because during World War II, that's where they buried all the,
just has like radioactive waste and hazardous waste.
Now it's a ritzy area with expensive rent.
I think they're called Superfund sites.
Yeah.
Which actually just sounds like a hedge fund or something.
Or someplace fun to go.
Yeah. It's funny because if you look at a map of Superfund sites in the U.S., it's basically just the Northeast is a red dot.
All right.
Large red dot. Anyways, so...
Who's our guest today? It's Article 1.
Yeah, Wes Studi.
And guess what we got to do? We got to pimp out that there's a contest once again.
Yeah.
On the Instagram. So if you listen to this, you're going to find out why these glasses are so special and the craftsmanship that goes into it.
I wear them all the time. How about the one pair that we got last year?
I wear the collaboration between them and
Ciele.
And no, it was the backpack.
The Mission Workshop.
Yeah,
that's the one.
That one I wear all the time, and every time I wear that, people always ask me, what glasses are those? They're awesome. Check them out. This should be a good interview, right, Robbie? This is a solo Robbie, so Robbie's flying solo on this one.
Yeah, I got to say, it's very similar to, if anyone listens to how I built this podcast, because I was very interested in how he built it. So, which is cool. We talk a little bit about running, but it's more businessy maybe.
All right. I'll have to check it out
Buckle
because
up.
I don't listen to how I built this.
It's a good. Oh, you should listen to
I
it
know,
as a
I
small
probably
business
should,
owner.
yeah.
Yeah.
Probably should. There's a lot of things I should. I don't have time.
There,
When?
there's some great ones on
I still
there.
haven't caught up on the House of Dragons.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay. Enjoy this interview.
I'm up to speed
Nice
on.
try, Meg.
I'm up to speed on
like
Bachelorette.
we literally have to go.
All right.
All right. Peace.